Hey there. I got a request from a friend that they wanted to kind of get out of the box, so to speak, kind of get out of the pentatonic shape rut that he's in. And he said basically, like, if he's playing in the key of C, he could play here in the pentatonics and maybe here and then an octave above but didn't really feel comfortable throughout the neck. And I'm gonna tell you about this is gonna be a series, and I'm gonna give you some homework. And this could be a long running series, very long running series. But it's called the CAGED method, and a lot of you know about this. I actually know about it, but didn't know it was called that. I heard it referred to as the CAGED method, and never put one and one together. And but basically, the origin of the term caged is the spelling. It's an acronym, CAGED, and it's the order in which chord shapes appear on the fretboard. Okay, so let me give you the example, and I want you to practice it, or maybe give you a couple chord shapes to start to find. But we can start with the five main shapes. Okay, C. Okay, C, A, G, E, and D. Okay, now you can play all of these with your first three fingers, C, A, G, E, and D. You could also play them with these three fingers. Okay, leave the first finger out of it and play C like this. Kind of difficult. Okay, and then A, not so difficult. That's kind of how I tend to play it anyway. And then G, E, and D. Okay, now the reason I say that is because now with this finger free, you've got your God-given capo here. Every one of these chords, now this is 5 chords, but now you've just turned it into 60 chords, because you can play this C chord on any of the 12 frets to get 12 different chords. Okay, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E flat, E, F, F sharp or G flat, G, G sharp or A flat, A, etc. Okay, same thing's true with the A chord. Here's A, and then here's A sharp or B flat, B, C, C sharp. Okay, and then of course we continue on with the G. A little bit difficult here, and you can work on these. You can play them if you can get them good. That's great. You can get them sounding great. That's fine. It's more something to visualize, to see these shapes up and down the neck is what we really want to do. We want to be able to see pretty much all the shapes up and down the neck. And then E, of course, we all know the E bar chords, and this the E shaped bar chord is pretty common. And then the D, here's D sharp or E flat. Go to the second fret. I've got E, F at the third fret. Okay, so those are all the shapes. Now I'm just going to do C right now, and when I'm soloing over, let's say I'm soloing over a key or a chord in the case C, in this case C, I will see all the C shapes up and down the neck. So here's what I'm talking about. Caged method is perfect one to start on is C. So we have C. The next C chord on the fretboard of those 5 is this A-shaped one. Looks like an A, but it's really C chord, 3rd fret. The next one is G, okay, and that's at the 5th fret. It's a G shape, okay. The next one looks like an E, okay, but it's really a C chord, and it's at the 8th fret. And the last one is this D shape, okay, and it's at the 10th fret. All right, so we have C, A, G, E, D shapes, but actually it's C, 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 and C. It's all C chords, okay? Now, each one of these shapes has a whole bunch of stuff going on, okay? There's pentatonic scales, major, diatonic ones, or blues pentatonic. Okay? And same with here, over this C shape, this A shape that's a C chord, I've got the major pentatonic here, or the minor pentatonic, if I want to do kind of a blues thing. So see, now I'm thinking this chord, C chord, I'm seeing this C chord, and then now I'm thinking this C chord, and there may be 1,000 different shapes for each one of these, 1,000 different licks for each one of these shapes. And I go up to this one, the C one, looks like a G chord. And I can do the diatonic thing, the pentatonic, the major pentatonic. I can do the diatonic scale, the C major scale. I could do blues. Okay. And then go up to here, and of course we know a lot of licks here and over the E shape, which is also a C chord. Now I'm up over the D shape. Okay, Stevie Ray Vaughan. He loved that. Okay, so when I'm moving up and down the neck, I'm really kind of just thinking the different C shapes. I was in this C shape, then I went to this C shape, and then I went to this C chord, and then this C chord, and this C chord, and then back down again. And it's all in order of the caged. C, A, G, E, D. And that's kind of how you learn the shapes, okay? So this is lesson number 1 in C shape, or caged method. Now, so the exercise here I want you to do is I want you to find all the C shapes up and down the neck. Okay, the C chords up and down the neck using the different, the 5 different shapes, and then probably you could go to A and start A, and A after A is going to be G, so you find the G shape, and after G in the word caged is E, and there's your E shape, that's an A chord, and after E in the word caged is D, and here's your D shape that's actually an A chord, and the last one would be C. We're back to C. So the word caged, it's like a chain. It's like a chain link, and it loops around, okay? I hope this helps, and I will give you some more examples in the future, okay? I will start, what I'm going to do in the future is I'm going to show you all the pentatonic scales, the minor, the majors, the diatonic scales, the blues scales, all that stuff over all 5 of those shapes, but it's going to take a while. So be patient and stay tuned. God bless you. Bye-bye.